Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we are going to see that how we can change the background color of our nav bar when we scroll down in our website. So currently you can see that the background of the nav bar is blur and it is not changing its color when I scroll down. So we have to implement this functionality. In my VS Code you can see that we are using Tailwind CSS in our React.js project, and if you don't have Tailwind CSS set up in your React.js project, then do it by watching my previous video. And yeah, let's get back to our app.jsx file. So here you can see that in the nav bar I have applied a class backdrop blur and sm. So you can see the blurriness, that is because of this class. Now if I change it to LG, the blurriness amount will increase, as you see. Now if I change it back to SM, the blurriness amount will decrease again. So this is how this class works. Now what we want is, when we scroll down, the navbar background color should change and it should look like BG and white. So it should look like this when we scroll down, and when we go back to the top it should have again the background as blur. So this is the thing which we want. Now let's start implementing the logic. So the first thing that we will have over here is a use state named scroll. So I will write const scrolled and set scrolled. This will act as a flag. Okay, so this is equal to use state, and by default it will have a false value, false. So whenever the component is mounted, it will have false value as default value. Okay, now let's write the function which will handle the scroll. Okay, scroll, and inside this function we will implement the logic of changing the value of scrolled variable over here. Now let's add an event listener on this page, you see. So the event listener will be scroll event listener, and we will use effect over here. So whenever you are dealing with DOM, you should always use effect, and it will run all this code inside whenever this component is mounted. Okay, so I will write window dot add event listener and scroll, and I will write this function name handle scroll. So whenever the scroll functionality, the scroll event is occurred, the handle scroll function will get called. Now let's log something inside this function. Let's write scroll, and now let's save it and check if it is working or not. Control S, and let's see the console. There is nothing. Now let's scroll a bit. So you can see the log is appearing in the console log, so it is working. Now we don't need this, so I will comment it down. Let's comment it, and now let's implement the logic. So if the window dot scroll y is greater than 0, so this will set the scrolled as true. So whenever the scroll y is not on the top, it is on the anywhere else, not on 0, so it will set the scrolled value to true. Now in the else section we will set the scrolled again to false, false, false. So okay, this is the logic of setting the scrolled value. Now if I want to see the how the scrolled value is getting changed, so again I will write use effect over here. So use effect, and I will just use this inside the square bracket. So I will log the scrolled value inside this, and let's just save it. So you can see in the console, let's clear it and now again save the file. So you can see it is false for the first time, and if I scroll a bit, the value change it to true, and if I scroll again to the top, it will change the value to false, and if I again scroll a little bit, the value is true, and if I again scroll to the top, the value is false. So the scrolled value is getting changed absolutely fine according to the function that we have written over here. Right now we don't need it, so we will comment it down, and now we will use the scrolled value to design our nav bar. So I will just cover this entire class into curly braces, and I will add two brackets over there and a plus sign. So inside this we can do any operations, and we want this, let's add the dollar sign and again square braces. So when the scrolled value is true, we want the background to be BG and white, and let's close it. Otherwise, if the scroll value is false, we want the background to be backdrop blur. Okay, let's copy and remove from there. Now paste it over here, and let's remove that space. So let's give it a gap over here before this, so that the class names do not get merged. Okay, now let's do Shift Alt F and Control Save. So this is looking fine. Let's scroll a bit. So here you see that the background color of the navbar is getting changed when I scroll. Let's scroll again. See, and when I go to the top, the background is getting again blurred. So that is changing its color really fast, right? So let's add a class transition color. So this will change the colors slowly. Let's scroll down, and you see the color is changing slowly, and it is looking really cool.
रुको जरा सबर करो.
So this is how we develop the nav bar, which will have a background blur when the page is not scrolled, and when we scroll it, the background color changes to a solid color. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a new thing. If you did, then don't forget to click that like button and also subscribe to our channel for more such amazing videos. And if you have any questions or suggestions, then you can put it down in the comment box. And that's it for this video. I will meet you in next one. Until then, thanks for watching and take care of yourself. Bye bye.